Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Kimmie. This is my attic. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I just wanted to do like a summer makeup, no makeup kind of get ready with me and just like update you guys about some things that are going on and some things I'm going to be doing with this channel. I'm not going to go too much into the products because all of the products that I'm using are the products that I spoke about last weekend. I did my summer makeup series. One thing I learned is that 4th of July weekend is not a big weekend for YouTube. But in any case, you live, you learn. Anyway, I released my summer makeup series. If you are interested, I will post it down below. And pretty much all of these products, actually all of these products are products that I spoke about in that series. So I'm not going to go too much into the products. I'm going to talk more just about life in general. So I hope you will join me. And I'm going to start off with this. This is Innisfree Daily UV Defense Sunscreen Broad Spectrum 36. I absolutely love this stuff. I used to always use the Too Faced one, but this is really, really nice. And it's nice for dry skin. I have extremely dry skin. It leaves you with kind of like a dewiness to your skin. And I don't know. I kind of fell in love with this sunscreen. I kind of like everything that I've tried from Innisfree. I haven't tried that much stuff, but everything I've really liked. Anyway, so if you hear Maggie, Maggie is downstairs. I'm in the attic. Maggie does not like that scenario. So she's been barking a little bit. I think she stopped. I think she finally calmed down, but it's too hot for her up here, so she can't come up here. It's even hot for me, to be honest with you. A couple of times last week I did film downstairs, but today it's not terrible, and I have a fan in back of me. I don't know if you guys, hopefully you guys can't hear it. It seems like it's really quiet. I just picked it up at HomeGoods. They had a bunch of colors. I have green. It was pretty cheap, and it kind of just does the job, so I don't know if you need one, if you have a HomeGoods near you. Yeah, so I'm probably at this point not going to replace the air conditioner. This is not the big announcement, but I'm not replacing the air conditioner. I just thought I'd mention it. I'm probably not going to replace the air conditioner up here. The thing is, it's like you know, attics, they're like very tall. This attic is extremely tall ceilings. It's like a 3rd floor kind of cathedral thing. It's big, and the window shape, I need a very specific size that's a very strong air conditioner, and it's expensive. And the thing is, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here in this place. And I don't mean like tomorrow, but I mean next summer. I would like to not be here next summer. So at this point it's July 5th. I don't sleep up here anymore. I sleep downstairs with the puppy, with Maggie. So right now I'm not thinking really of replacing the air conditioner. So if it's really like today, it's not bad. If it's really hot, I'll just film downstairs. As it gets cooler, I'll definitely be filming back up here. And then if whatever happens, I decide that I do want to stay here another year, then I'll probably just replace it. But at this point, I'm not going to. Okay, so we're going to use the Dermatology Universal Tinted Moisturizer SPF 46. Protect, glow, and prevent. So I absolutely, this I think it's pretty popular on TikTok. At least I read that. I don't know. I'm not a TikTok person. It's medical grade skincare. I have used some stuff from them in the past. I've used like the under eye formula, and I did think it was pretty good. So I purchased this. This is the Universal Tinted Moisturizer. So there's no shades. You just kind of, it's supposed to like blend into your skin, but obviously there's no like coverage or anything like that. There's nothing, you know, because it has no shades. But it's really nice, and I don't know, I've been using it a lot lately. I did just use it over sunscreen. This is 46, so I guess you don't really, you see, this is just part of my skincare routine. No matter what I do, this is part of my skincare routine, so I always use it together. But this is pretty strong, so you probably would only need one. Anyway, and like I said, there's no coverage. It just gives your skin like a nice glowy look, and it does feel good. See, it's pretty. It's really pretty. So, the first thing I want to open up with is I am taking a break from YouTube. Not a long one, okay? Not a long break, a couple of weeks, maybe a month. I just need to figure some stuff out. It's just something I kind of feel like I need to do. It's nothing big, not a big deal. I just need a little bit of time. I have a little bit of time from work coming up. I've been off these past couple days, but I have like a actual vacation coming up. I go back to work tomorrow and only for a few days, and then I have like a nice long vacation coming up. And usually when I have a long vacation coming up, I throw myself into YouTube or something else. I very rarely just take a break from myself and just like, you know, whatever. So this week, this next coming week, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I have some things that I just want to do for myself. You know, I really feel like I need to step back and just like take care of myself. I have some things going on. So nothing big, like nothing major, just little things that I want to like, you know, just take a little bit of time off. I'm going to take Maggie to the beach. I found a dog-friendly beach not too far from me. There's not a whole lot of dog-friendly beaches, unfortunately, on Long Island, unless you're all the way out east, which I'm not. I'm actually very close to Queens. Sometimes you guys can hear the airport. I mean, you guys can hear JFK Airport. When they land on a certain runway, it's like they're landing in my yard. So I'm nowhere near like the Forks or where they have all the gorgeous beaches that are open to dogs. But I think I did find one, so I'm going to take her there and try to like see if she likes the water. I don't know, just like little stuff like that, little stuff to like help me relax. Like I said, I've had some stuff going on, but it's nothing major. But I am going to be taking a break from YouTube. So a couple weeks, a month, I don't think any more than that. And then when I come back, and I will come back, this channel will be back, we're going to take things in a little bit of a different direction. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys more about today. So I'm going to do the Face and Body Bronzer in Seoul. I love this stuff. I spoke about this a lot in my bronzer video. Was it my bronzer video. So I really, really like this. I think it's so good. The only thing is, like me, I'm so light. I'm very fair. And this one, I have to take a very light hand. It smells good too. It smells like summer. Okay, so if you guys watch my channel, you know that I haven't been into makeup that long, like a couple of years. And, yeah, like a couple of years. And before that, I rarely wore it. Rarely wore makeup, ever. When I did wear makeup, I would just run down to the drug. I didn't really own anything that I owned fit in like a makeup bag. If it didn't fit in the makeup bag, I didn't have it. So, whenever I needed anything, I would just like run down to the drugstore. I would get some makeup. Well, I'm really gonna have to blend that. And whatever, I would just wear it, and I really wouldn't think about it. Like, I never really thought about if makeup was good or not. I know this sounds stupid, but I never really thought about it. I was like, oh, well, this is okay, it's just makeup. Who cares? So then when I started, like, buying makeup, like, years later when I started to get into makeup, I never, like, got it from the drugstore. Like, I would always get it from, like, Sephora, or I would get it from Ulta, or... You know, I kind of stopped buying drugstore makeup. That's the thing. I kind of stopped buying drugstore makeup. See, you have to really take a light hand. This stuff will make you kind of orange. Especially me, because I'm not, you know, I'm very pale, but whatever. So yeah. So the point is, I stopped using drugstore makeup, and when I started using other makeup, I realized how much better it was. And I realized that the drugstore makeup that I had been using was really bad. Now this is a while. When I used to buy drugstore makeup, it's about 10 years ago. Then I totally got out of makeup. Then when I got back into makeup, I never used drugstore makeup, with the exception of Milani, because Milani is my favorite drugstore brand, and some stuff from e.l.f. Some other stuff here and there, but for the most part, no. But now as I'm watching YouTube videos, like I'm watching a lot of YouTubers, Jen Phelps, she's one of my favorite YouTubers, and a lot of other ones, I'm realizing I think the drugstore has really come a long way in like the last 5 years, 6 years, since I stopped using it. And I have not used drugstore makeup since then, for the most part. Like I said, Milani is an exception because I love it, and then a couple of things here and there from e.l.f. Maybe some other brands too, like here and there, but not a lot. That's the point, not a lot. So what we're going to do when I come back, we're going to do a deep dive into the drugstore. And I mean a deep dive. So this is actually an idea that I've had since I started this channel, but I've never done it. I don't know, something always came up, or I had another idea or whatever. So, and I don't know, like with the price of things lately, I think that this is just something that people will be interested in. I know I'm interested in it. Like I said, it's been a minute since I used drugstore, so it's all going to be new to me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 12 brands and I'm going to put them against each other. I'm going to try to match them up, put them against each other. So like the first one I'm going to do is Physicians Formula and Milani. Milani because it is my favorite, and Physicians Formula because it always reminds me of like summer. Physicians Formula just always reminds me of summer, I guess because they have like the butter bronzer and like that, I don't know, they always give you like those summer vibes, right? I think it's just like a summer vibes brand. So I'm going to start with those two brands, and like one day we'll do Physicians Formula, one day we'll do Milani, and then that will be the battle. And we'll see who wins the battle. But just because you win the battle doesn't mean you win the war. Okay? The war of the roses. The war of the drugstore roses. Yes, I thought of that myself. Guys, and like I said, I've been planning this like a freaking really long time. This is the Purlisse Blush Glow BB Cheek Color. I spoke about this in my summer faves. Oh my god. I've been loving everything that I have tried from Purlisse, and this is like no exception. I absolutely love this. This is like my new favorite cream blush. If you are looking for a glowy, gorgeous cream blush, this is it. Look how I did this in my summer faves, but I'm going to do it again. It's just so pretty. It's so pretty. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to put two like brands that I think are equal up against each other. See how they do. Then we'll move on to the next two brands. So the brands that we're going to do, obviously Milani Physicians Formula, Essence, e.l.f., CoverGirl, L'Oreal, Maybelline, Revlon. Those are like the four big ones. Guys, I don't even know if I've ever... It's been a minute since I've used any of those brands, let me tell you. I think I did use something from L'Oreal like last couple years ago. But any of like those big brands, it's been a minute. And I have to be honest with you, I'm not sure if I have ever used anything from Revlon. So it'll all be interesting. It's all going to be new to me. And yeah. Also we'll be doing Flower Beauty and Makeup Revolution. We'll put them against each other. I don't like either brand, so that'll be interesting. Sorry, I have used them a couple times and I've just never been a fan. But, you know, some of them, I mean, there's things from each. Like I had some stuff from Flower Beauty on my faves. I know Makeup Revolution, I think I've liked their highlighter. So there are things, but overall, I'm not crazy about either brand. And, what's it called? Yeah. And the NYX and Wet n Wild. Those also. I knew I was missing two. So that's going to take me into Vlogmas. Yes, as of now, I'll be doing Vlogmas. As of now, I will be doing Vlogmas. I've like already made that decision. Hopefully, there'll be no 31 days in the attic this year. That I know I won't be doing, but as of now, I'm hoping that I will do Vlogmas. So, by Vlogmas, I will probably tried all the brands or close to them, and then we'll really do a deep dive over who makes what the best, who makes what the worst, and we'll revisit it. And I don't know, I think it's going to be good. So there will be a War of the Drugstore Roses when I get back in August from my little break, and I certainly hope that you will join me then. So, as far as eyeshadow goes, guys, I'm going to use this Tarte Salt Life palette. I love this. I spoke about this in my neutral summer palettes. There was a huge Tarte sale a couple of weeks ago, which I I ended up purchasing some stuff that I didn't need, and this was like a surprise for me. I wanted this palette for a long time, and like now that it's summer and it was so on sale, and it is the Tarte Sea Salt Life, I felt it was my duty to get it. And I heard so many bad things about it. Like, I know when it came up, people didn't like it, and they didn't like it, I think, because it's not very pigmented. There is some fallout, but I like it because I like cool tones and I like a wash of color. So if you do like a wash of color, I think you might really like this one. If you don't like a wash of color, then no, it's not for you. There's really not a lot of pigment in this palette. So I'm just going to kind of use it a little bit. Like, this is like a makeup no makeup, so this is actually a good palette for makeup no makeup, to be honest with you. I don't know what the hell. I don't think this has shade names. Oh, it does have shade names. So I'm going to go ahead with Purlisse, which is, I think, this one. I don't know, because it's... No. Guys, I don't know. I hate when they do this. This is either R&R or Purlisse, depending on which way you look at it. Sometimes things in life are different depending on which way you look at it. So the other thing I want, yeah, like you can tell, like there's not a lot of pigment. I'm not saying there is. That's why people didn't like this palette. I don't blame people for not liking this palette. If you're not someone who likes a wash of color, it's definitely not for you. But I like a wash of color sometimes, especially around now. So, and it's very powdery, and there is fallout. There's something about it I like though. I don't know. So in my last video, guys, I was telling you I was watching this series on Hulu called Pistols. It's about the Sex Pistols, which was a band in the 70s, so before my time. But the reason that the whole reason I got Hulu was to watch this other series, which I never watched. It was about, it's a true story, and it's based on this couple, and the guy killed himself. And the girl, she kind of encouraged him to do it, and she was like standing trial. And I think she got off, and it was like this whole big thing, but I kind of wanted to see the story like behind it. Now what I'm realizing is a lot of times when you see these stories, not just on Hulu, but any, you know, where they have the movies or the miniseries, there's a lot of embellishment. It's not always like true to life, but I still was kind of interested in seeing it. So I got Hulu, and then I got totally interested. Now I'm using the color next to it, which again, depending on how you look at it, is either Purlisse or R&R. But it's this color right here. So, I started watching this other series instead. I never even got to the series that I originally wanted to see, which I will be watching that in the future. But I started watching the Pistols because I thought it was about Sid and Nancy. So Sid Vicious, he was in the band, and then Nancy, she was a groupie, but they were a couple, and then she had ended up ODing. They were drug addicts. Excuse me. She was stabbed in the Hotel Chelsea. This was a story I read a long time ago, and like they were never sure if he did it or what happened. I think he did do it, but I think they were so drugged, like I don't think he knew what he was doing. I don't think he meant to kill her. There's really no color in that shade, so I'm gonna go ahead and dip over here to Carefree. So I ended up watching it, and I have to say it wasn't really anything about what I thought it was going to be about. It was more about how the band formed. These shadows actually go better with the finger. It was about how the band formed, and it was really interesting. Like I didn't know anything about it. It's before my time, but it was an interesting show, like how it formed, and they were like very, very popular for like a year, and then they just like stopped because they were like so it was just really, really good. It was very good. But what I really loved about it, there was a side story. Now here's where things go off for me. Guys, despite everything, I'm a romantic. I don't know how that's still possible, but I am. I'm a romantic. I am. So there was a side story in the movie in the show about Steve Jones was the guy who like formed the band, and then he had met Chrissy Hyde, who of course went on, at the time she's working in a store, but of course she went on to be very famous. And they were like, they had like an affair. They had like a love affair, and he's like kind of like a sex addict, so he never stops like being with other girls, but he always like feels like she's so like different and special, and he really, really does care about her. And she kind of like wants to be a Sex Pistol. I mean, well, let me finish the story. She kind of wants to be a Sex Pistol, and he's like saying, oh, you're too good for this, you're too good for this. He's always telling her that she's like too good for this. And then, of course, in the end, she does become a big star. And so there's this one part where he's like, at the end, like, they kind of like do like stop like messing around because like, you know, he's with a lot of other girls, and I think she also has a boyfriend, but like they really share something really special. But then at the end, he kind of sees her, she's performing, she becomes a really big star, and she's actually singing this song like about being special, and he always told her that she was too special like for Sex Pistols. And then he just kind of turns around and leaves because it's like he knows she's gonna be a big star, and so it's like kind of like a bittersweet ending. And I don't know, it like sometimes I'll see something like on TV or whatever, and it just gets me. It just gets me, and this story like spoke to me a little bit. It really did. It reminded me of someone that I knew, and well, I guess I would be the Chrissy Hyde character in my story, but he, like the guy that I knew, he reminded me so much of like the Jonesy character, and like just how sometimes relationships, like they don't end bad, like they don't, well, not all relationships crash and burn. That's my point. Not all relationships crash and burn. Some of the times it's just a bittersweet ending, and it really made me miss this person. You know, he was very special to me. I don't know if he still watches he used to watch all my videos. I don't know if he still does, but if you do, Will, I'm talking to you. So, hey. But yeah, so I thought the series was so good, but that was my favorite part. That was my favorite part because I don't know, I thought the story was so sweet, and like I said, it reminded me of a little bit of my story because like Will, he kind of had the same personality as like Jonesy, like that bad boy kind of thing, and like he used to always like tell me I was a dork, and it was just like we had like a really kind of that relationship that kind of ended this, not the same way, but in a similar way. So like I said, I was very taken with this story. So here's where it gets bad. Not bad, but I was so disappointed because what happened was because they just released this series like last month, I think, so there's a lot about it on the internet. So I was reading about it, and guess what? Chrissy Hyde said she was so surprised that she was in the story so much because like it really didn't happen like that. And like then the guy Steve Jones was like, yeah, it was very embellished. So I guess what happened was like maybe they hooked up, but none of that happened. Like that whole love story thing, that didn't happen. I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed because I love a good love story, and like it was like, you know, the fact that it was like true and whatever, but it wasn't true. It wasn't true. It was false. It was like, what do they call that when I'm gonna be using the Lash Smoothie. I got this from Tarte. I don't know if I think they sent it as a sample. They did. I know I didn't order it. They sent this as a sample when I ordered all that stuff, and I actually really like it. I used it the other day. Oh, so see my eyes? It's just like a shimmery wash of color, but I think it's really pretty for the summer, but it's definitely not for everyone. So yeah, I was like so upset when I read that. See, this one's not done. It's really nice. This mascara is nice. But like the guy said, like Steve Jones said, well, you know, you have to have some, when you have a series, you have to have like a story like that to keep it interesting. And he's actually right, because that was my favorite part of the series. But it would have been even cooler if it was true. Right? It would have been even cooler if it was true, but it wasn't true, so whatever. I mean, I will tell you, the guy who plays Johnny Rotten, you know, again, I don't know how, like true to the real character he is, because I never saw the real character. Like, I mean, I never actually saw the Sex Pistols. Like, I don't know how they really acted, so I don't know if he was acting like the guy really acted, but his acting alone, like not comparing him to the real one, was so good. The guy who plays Johnny Rotten, oh my god, he was so good. And just like his mannerisms and the way he talks, it's almost worth it to watch this series. So, if you're looking for something to watch, I would highly recommend it. And that's, oh, one more thing. lips. I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty. I've been addicted to this stuff. I don't have it. Hold on one second. Cherry Treat Fenty Lip Oil. It's so good. It's really nice. I think it's sold out, or it's been sold out on Sephora, but when they bring it back, when and if they bring it back, get it. It's good. Okay. So, I really like it. One more quote. I'm interested. What do you guys think of this quote? It's not a quote. It's something I read the other day. If you can live with an ex, or be friends with an ex, or coexist with an ex, you were never really in love. That's deep, right? I was thinking about that the other day. What do you guys think? I think there is truth to that, but maybe there isn't truth to that, because I'm like I said, guys, I am a romantic at heart. So to me, I think there is some truth to that, but I don't know. I'd be really curious what you guys think about that quote, if you care to share it with me. And I think that's it. So, like I said, to recap, I am going to be taking a break from YouTube, a short one, a couple weeks, a month, and when I come back, we're going to be doing a drugstore deep dive. So I certainly hope that you will join me for that, and I will keep posting on Instagram the whole time. Yeah. So if you want to follow me over there at Kimmie Teresa, definitely do so. Guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me for my little get ready with me and listening to me. And again, I would love if you would share your thoughts with me on the whole thing. On pretty much anything I talked about. Are you interested in drugstore makeup? What do you think about taking a life break? I don't know. Pretty much anything I talked about. If you want to leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you guys. And again, if you like my videos, I hope you will consider subscribing. I hope you will give me a thumbs up, and I hope to see you when I come back in August. And until then, guys, please take very good care of yourselves so you can take care of someone else. I love you so much, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.